custom written for what we wanted or whatever else you guys may want. One of my favorite ones here allows me to actually control my robot back at the office, okay? It's pretty cool stuff. So we have a full-size 24-foot spectrologic robot. And what we do with it, it stores all of our high-res. And so Danny's now going to migrate that, what we call it. He's now going to take that. Someone's going to fix my mic. He's going to take that, and he's going to go and force the robot to go find that exact tape, take that high-res, bring it back, make that proxy, make it available inside of Levels Beyond. Now it's available for all of our users. And as you can see, it dials in. Oh, that's pretty cool. And it stair-steps in our breadcrumbs in so you can physically see what's going on. So what once used to take a human, a separate application to look at, now you can control the entire thing from your desktop, your laptop, wherever you're at in the world. As you can see, it's a pretty successful day at NASCAR. They're doing a lot of work, so I'm proud of them. Now, let's go back and see if our project is done. Danny, is our project done? I can't see my project done. Well, let's assume my project is done because I really can't see that high on the screen. Can we switch over to the next slide? Now, one of the things I can't demonstrate here on Trade Show Internet is how to edit in Premiere. And frankly, I'm not an editor, I'm a nerd. You don't ever want to see me edit, it's embarrassing, let's just leave it at that. But what we have here in the Premiere integration is, once again, that AD, that LDAP authentication that allows me to take this Premiere panel, as it were, and I can now log in. Next slide. I can now log into the system and see everything I saw inside of that web-based interface, all inside of Premiere. So I really never have to leave Premiere to do my job. Now, picture this for the entire Adobe stack. It's going to be pretty cool stuff. So now I can click to the next slide. I can actually find a project in here. And now I'm going to import it, right? Once again, this is more dynamic when you're at the office. But it's now going to import the entire collection. And now all my proxy files, or my high-res, my mezzanine files are available to continue editing. Now, I can also take that, apparently I'm getting I can also take that and I can send it back into the system, once again tracking everything. So think about it like the history and the archive of the project. No more needs for, there's no need for an auto backup or auto save or like that. We're backing up into a database, right? So now I can share this anywhere I want. It's all through the Power for Each engine. So one of the things that we've been working on for a little while with these guys is really exciting stuff. And I've got Danny Gold, co-founder and CTO, correct? Oh, sorry, co-founder and strategist. That's a weird title, Danny, but I still love you. So Danny's going to talk about something new that's being announced right here at NAB, and that's Prelude integration. So Danny, I'll keep your slides. Come on up. I'll be miming for Danny. Yeah, you know, it all works with the audio. Yeah. It's going so smooth. Going so smooth. All right. Well, Danny, thank you for coming up. I'm going to talk about Prelude because we're having a little technical difficulty. So, recently we saw this, and Adobe and Levels Beyond are working together to create the same synergy and solution that we saw with Premiere for Prelude. So, what it allows you to do is, once again, all that metadata we showed you that we're trying to tag inside of a web-based browser. That's quick and all. But when you're physically logging from a file, not from a streaming file, it's even quicker. So what they've done is they've created, once again, another panel, much like we saw for the Premiere panel, and now you can physically log all your metadata. So notice we have, once again, the LDAP authentication, or Active Directory authentication. So anybody with a corporate email address can log into the system. And we'll have a few metadata fields up here. So we've got track name, driver, series, etc. So you can now find any one of these metadata fields that was once in the system. You can now log them and add that metadata. And you get a wonderful playback down here. And we showed the, okay. And Danny's now going to divert my mic. There you go. There you go.
We'll do this the old-fashioned way, just switch mics. So what we're really working with in Adobe, you see it from the Premiere panel, and you saw it from the export to Premiere workflow workflows. What we're trying to do is keep the end users and the tools they're familiar with. We love the web interfaces we build, we love the accessibility of our applications, but we don't want to push another new tool on a user, another new application that they're not familiar with, if they already have a tool that can do the job. Reach Engine has a great web-based interface, as you saw from a trade show floor over internet. We can search across 5 million assets, we can pull back. I think there were 33,000 results for Daytona 2014 that came down in less than a second over NAV Internet. If anybody's ever tried to do any demos for booths here, you can speak to how challenging that is. The web interface is great for remote access, for remote users to be able to search, browse, for a producer, an assistant editor to prep a bid, to prep an edit session. But what we're talking about in a complete end-to-end workflow solution with Adobe is we need a solution for logging and acquiring the metadata. After ingest, when we create the streaming proxy, a user can log into our web interface, have all of the hundreds of metadata fields that you saw earlier with autocomplete fields, with drop-down fields, to really build the data integrity of the inventory, to make sure that all the content is searchable. But what we've never had with Reach Engine is a desktop app to support logging. And what we're integrating with Prelude is synchronizing all of the metadata sets that the administrators create in Reach Engine, choosing which ones loggers have access to in Prelude, and using Prelude, which has the power of the Premiere playback, all of the multi-channel audio, all of the source media playback, can log directly off that material with the metadata going directly into the Reach Engine database. So instead of having to wait for an ingest, wait for an encode, pull up a browser, you can log off the source footage, but not just name description, not just keyword fields. You can log drop-downs, autocomplete fields, all of the metadata fields that the users are managing in Reach Engine are available in Prelude. And without having to switch over to an ingest utility or bring that content in separately, directly from Prelude, trigger an ingest